Today we are covering the definition of an investment advisor representative, or IAR, and the associated registration requirements for the Series 65 exam. Understanding who is an IAR and when they need to register is a critical and heavily tested concept. An IAR is any individual associated with an investment advisor who performs certain duties. The exam will expect you to know these 5 specific functions: making recommendations or rendering advice regarding securities, managing client accounts or portfolios, determining which securities recommendations or advice should be given, soliciting or selling investment advisory services, and supervising anyone who performs these activities. A common exam trap is to present a scenario with an employee who performs purely clerical or ministerial duties, such as scheduling appointments or providing account statements, and asking if they need to register as an IAR. The answer is no. Their role does not involve any of the 5 key functions. For example, an administrative assistant who simply sends out a form letter prepared by a registered IAR would not need to be registered. However, if that assistant were to then call a prospective client to discuss the benefits of the firm's advisory services, they would have crossed the line into solicitation and would require registration. To pass the Series 65, you must either score a 72% or higher on the exam itself or hold a combination of the Series 7 and Series 66 licenses. The exam will also test your knowledge of exam waivers. If you hold one of several professional designations in good standing, such as the Certified Financial Planner, CFP, Chartered Financial Analyst, CFA, or Chartered Financial Consultant, ChFC, the Series 65 exam requirement is waived. Keep in mind, a waiver of the exam does not mean a waiver from registration. You still must register with the state. The registration process for an IAR is done at the state level through the filing of Form U-4 via the Investment Advisor Registration Depository, or IAR system, and the payment of state filing fees. A critical distinction the exam will test is how registration requirements differ depending on whether the IAR works for a state-registered investment advisor or a federal-covered advisor. An IAR of a state-registered firm must register in any state where they have a place of business, and also in any state where they have more than 5 retail clients in a 12-month period. This is known as the de minimis exemption. Be careful with the wording here. The exemption applies if you have 5 or fewer clients, not more than 5. For an IAR of a federal-covered advisor, the rules are simpler. They only need to register in states where they have a physical place of business. The de minimis exemption for having a small number of clients does not apply to IARs of federal-covered advisors. Here's a mental shortcut to remember the core functions of an IAR. Just think of the acronym SMARTS for solicits, manages, advises, recommends, trains, supervises. If an individual's role involves any of these actions related to securities, they are acting as an IAR and must be registered. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.